microphone.
Ready?
Sit behind the lawyer.
Calling case 24-57722. People of the state of Michigan versus defendant number 1, Rayshawn JaVale Adams. Defendant number 2, Dominique Javon Gordon. Both defendants are charged in count 1, homicide, second degree. Defendant 1 is charged in count 2, weapons, firearms, possession by a prohibited person. Defendant 2 is charged in count 3, weapons, firearms, possession by a prohibited person. Both defendants are charged in count 4, felony firearm. Defendant 1 is charged in count 5, felony firearm. Defendant 2 is charged in count 6, felony firearm. Defendant 1 has an habitual second offense notice. Defendant 2 has an habitual second offense notice. Appearances for the record.
Good morning, Rhonda Hadar for the people, P84161.
Good morning, Judge King. Attorney Carl Jordan, P57226, appearing on behalf of Mr. Dominique Gordon. Mr. Gordon is present.
And good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Brent Jaffe on behalf of Rayshawn Adams, who's present standing by them.
Gentlemen, tell me your names.
Dominique Gordon.
Rayshawn Adams.
Today's date, time set for preliminary examination. Are the people ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
How many witnesses?
There will be 3 witnesses today. However, just to make a record, the people did file a motion relating to a held in part or an adjournment. At this point, the people are prepared to proceed with 3 witnesses. However, as it relates to the medical examiner's report, the people still are not in receipt of that. The medical examiner is unavailable to be here to testify today in person or via Zoom. And the treating physician for the decedent in the hospital is also unavailable to be here to testify in person. Officer charge served them, subpoenas were sent out, and those were the responses that I received. So respectfully, at this point, the people are asking for a held in part to be allowed to put on the 3 witnesses today and to return in a couple weeks when we have a medical examiner's report.
See, what I don't understand is the subpoenas are not invitations, they're orders. That, quite frankly, is not acceptable. You don't just get to say, I'm not available, no more than any other witness. Any other witness who says they can't be here, what do? We go witness detained.
Okay.
Gentlemen.
I'll leave it in the court's discretion, Your Honor. We're prepared to go forward today.
I request a dismissal because as Your Honor was very clear on the record that their expert had to be here. This is a homicide, and the person to prove a homicide or at least put the facts for the homicide is not available. And today's the preliminary examination. We're prepared to proceed, but in light of the representation made on the record by the prosecution, I'd be requesting a dismissal.
So that is not going to happen, not dismissal. But what we're going to do is we'll hold in part. I'm going to get another date certain where all of you can be here, as well as the medical examiner and the treating physician. If they're not here, then I'm going to show cause of why I should not hold it.
Yes, Judge.
Any other preliminary matters?
Yes, so I'd like to ask for an order of mutual sequestration. I'm sure as the court can see, there are plenty of people out in the courtroom here today. It is my belief, based on being the prosecutor on the case, reviewing video, learning who the people in the case are, that there are several witnesses in the courtroom right now. And so the people are going to ask that this court either asks everybody that is physically in the courtroom to leave, or ask that people that were arrest just say witnesses that were at the club at the time of the shooting. Facts in this case of that there was a shooting at a club. There were a lot of people around. There's video to support. There were a lot of people around. I know a couple of people that are in here were for certain there. I don't know every single person, whether or not they were at the club or not. And so in order to protect the integrity of the case.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in the courtroom, if you were at the club at the time, let me have you stand up.
Well, Your Honor, if I may, with all due respect, Your Honor, I have spoken to my clients, the people on this side, or not obviously, but are on behalf of my client. I've asked on this side if anyone plans on testifying. The one person that I foresee to potentially testify, I did indicate to her, which would be my client's fiance, and I indicated to her that there'd be sequestration, and therefore she'd have to leave. I think to generalize who was at the club on the night in question, I think that first of all, I think it could be an incriminating situation potentially. Unless the prosecution can lay, well, here's the thing, Your Honor, unless the prosecution lists off every person that she's referring to, I think it is, Your Honor. Again, I've spoken to this side and I've said, whoever plans to testify, if you're sitting in this courtroom and you hear testimony, you will be barred from testimony. And the one person, like I said, who will potentially testify, I've indicated that to her.
Here, let's try this. Let me do my job, okay? I'm gonna ask again, if you were at the club, let me have you stand. All right, ma'am, in the glasses with the red band on your head, what's your name?
Dana Adams.
Okay, and the young lady standing behind you, she said Dana Adams. What's your name in the tank top? Tatiana Stubblefield.
Yes.
Your name, sir? Julian what? Newell? Okay, is there anyone else here that was at the club at the time?
Right now.
I didn't see you, Mr. Adams. All right. Now, are any of those people potential witnesses?
They're all Westchester witnesses. They were
They're all
there.
Westchester witnesses. Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna have to ask you guys to step into the hallway until further notice, okay? Thank you very much.
That's what I wasn't even outside.
Just yell at the judge.
Okay, let me also caution everyone that's here. I don't know who's here for what, and quite frankly, I don't care. But what I do care about is there will be no disturbances in this courtroom whatsoever. If there are, you stand a chance of going out of the different door that you came in, okay? No disturbances whatsoever. Now, for whatever reason, if you can't handle what's about to take place here, I urge you to get up and leave quietly. And I know that these kinds of cases can be kind of emotional.
Thank you, Judge.
Any other preliminary matters?
Your Honor, I was just going to ask to break the 11:15 as we stay at sidebar. May I remind the court at that time?
We don't get going, the 15 is gonna be here. in a minute.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Judge, just quickly, the people moved to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 1 and People's Proposed Exhibit 2. People's Proposed Exhibit 1 is the certified register of actions as it relates to defendant 1, Mr. Rayshawn Adams, that shows that he was convicted of carrying concealed weapon on June 26th, on May 1st of 2018, which would prohibit him from possessing a firearm as it relates to the felony possession charge on this case. And then People's Proposed Exhibit 2 is a certified register of actions for defendant number 2, Dominique Gordon, that states that he was convicted of carrying concealed weapon on February 2nd of 2010, prohibiting him from possessing the firearm for purposes of the felony possession charge.
Any objection?
No objection on behalf of Mr. Gordon.
I mean, I don't object, Your Honor. At this point, it's not relevant. There's been no evidence offered in terms of the weapon, so therefore I'd say it's premature. So that'd be my objection, Your Honor.
Amen.
Okay, with that, the people are going to call Police Officer Corey Stewart. Judge, may I share my screen? Or I will.
Officer Stewart. Please step forward, give your name and spelling to the court recorder.
Corey, C-O-R-R-E-Y. Stewart, S-W-A-R-D.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Please have a seat. The witness lines next to me.
Judge, if I could just have 1 second. Okay, may I, Judge?
Yes.
Good morning. Will you please state your name for the record?
Corey Stewart.
And are you employed?
Yes.
How are you employed?
To the city of Detroit,
What position do you have with the city of Detroit?
police officer,
And how long have you been employed in that capacity?
since April 14, 2014.
Okay. Okay, and what position are you in currently with the Detroit Police Department?
It's the AVER unit,
What is that?
the audio video evidence response team,
What duties do you have in that position?
preservation of digital evidence.
Okay, do you recover videos?
Yes,
And were you working in that capacity on June 2nd of 2024?
yes,
And did you recover video from a Bravo Community Club at 13340 Harper?
yes,
And is that in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne?
yes.
How many videos did you recover?
From that location?
Yes,
One system.
okay. And would one system have more than one video, or is that just one video on one system?
Yeah, I have, multiple cameras.
Okay, and do you know right now how many videos you recovered from that one system?
It's from 4 cameras.
Okay, so did you recover 4 videos?
Yes,
And did you place those on evidence?
yes.
And have you had a chance to review those videos prior to coming to court today?
No, I didn't review it.
Okay. So share my screen here. Have you viewed the videos at all?
When they were originally extracted, I did.
You'll take a look up on screen here. Do you recognize what's on screen?
Yes,
What is that?
security footage from the Bravo Community Center.
Okay, and is that one of the 4 videos that you would have pulled from the Bravo Community Center on June 2nd of this year?
It appears so. Yes.
Okay, and what is the video titled at the top?
Channel 8.
And is the date and time on that video accurate?
No, it's not.
Okay, what's wrong with it?
It's passed by over 28 days.
And is there any particular time that it's fast in addition to the 28 days?
Sorry, can you?
Is it any, like, is the time on it fast at all, like by any hours or minutes?
Yeah, 17 hours, 5 minutes and 12 seconds.
Okay. So, do you know what day this video would have actually captured if it's 28 days fast?
No, I don't recall.
What date is on the video?
June 29th.
Okay, so fair to say that 29 minus 28 is 1?
Yeah.
Okay, would this be from June 1st?
Yeah.
Okay. To your knowledge, has this video been altered in any way since you turned it over to the police? I mean, put it on evidence?
No,
Okay. And is it a fair and accurate depiction of the video that you recovered that day? One video?
yeah,
Okay, for the record, the video is 38 minutes and 13 seconds. The people need to admit, video that's titled Channel 8 as People's Exhibit number 7.
Any objection? No objection, Your Honor.
Your objection, lack of foundation. There's been no foundation laid in terms of the relevant, lack of foundation and relevance, Your Honor. There's been no demonstration of relevancy in terms of the nature of this video.
Okay, I can lay a foundation if the court would like. Officer Stewart, why were you called to recover video from this nightclub?
at the time it was a shooting,
Okay, and do you go there on your own or does someone call you?
I was recalled there.
Who called you there?
A detective from the 9th precinct
Okay, and do you know if that detective was investigating that shooting?
at the time.
Okay. Move to admit People's Proposed Exhibit 7 as People's Exhibit 7.
Satisfied, Mr. Dunn? As far as foundation,
Respectfully, no, Your Honor. I will maintain my objection.
what more are you looking for? He said-
Well, I guess, again,
This
there's been,
video as it relates to a homicide that occurred at that location. He identified this as the video that he pulled. What other foundation are you looking for?
again, Your Honor, being that there's been no testimony to substantiate anything that in fact did or allegedly occur at that location, that's why I stand on my objection.
That objection will be over. Admitted.
If you does. Officer Stewart, if you'll look up on screen here, do you recognize what's depicted here?
Yes,
What is that?
security footage,
Is that another security video from that same club?
yes,
And did you recover that as well on June 2nd of this year?
yes,
And has it been altered in any way since you've seen it, since you recovered it and put it on evidence?
not to my knowledge.
Okay, and is the date and time accurate on this video?
No, it has the same time offset as channel 8,
Okay, what's the day on this? What's it labeled as here?
June 29th.
Okay, fair to say that it's actually June 24th? I'm sorry, June 1st of 2024?
Yes, June 1st.
Okay, and is the time also delayed in the same way by the 17 hours or so?
Yes,
And for the record, the entirety of the video is 38 minutes and 14 seconds. People move to admit people's proposed exhibit 8, channel 1 of the security footage as people leave the gate.
I'm gonna leave to your discretion, Your Honor.
They made it.
Thank you. Permission to publish both of these videos at a later time, not with this witness.
Yes.
Nothing further.
I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Brief, Your Honor, thank you. Would you like me to, does Your Honor mind where I stand, or does Your Honor?
Podium would be best, so the court reporter can pick up what you're saying.
Officer, good morning. Couple questions. Why is the footage 28 days off?
No idea, that's up to the store owner.
In your experience with that, could that, I guess, indicate a malfunction in the actual recording device? It couldn't, so then you're saying it could not indicate that?
Right, somebody can just set it there, it doesn't mean it's malfunction.
Do you know who set the date at that time? Did you ask anybody if they knew, or?
No, I just take a picture of the world time with that time. Calendar.
Okay. Just so I'm clear, when did you extract this footage?
June 2nd.
Okay, and then that was at the direction of another officer, correct?
Yes,
Okay. And you went to this location, correct?
yes,
All right. Was there an owner there that you had to speak with before extracting the footage?
yes.
Okay. And in terms of the quality of the footage, is it black and white? Is it just something is that accurate?
Here's that.
Okay. And do you know if there's a color version, or they're all black and white?
From what I recall, they're all black.
Okay. Do you recall the person that actually provided you the footage for you to extract?
Do I recall their name?
Yeah.
I recall it being Christopher.
Okay.
The building was locked, and he locked the building.
And then in terms of any, not saying what he said, but in terms of any discussions with regards to any issues with the footage, do you recall anything to that nature?
I recall briefly that there was an issue with them trying to play it, so that's why I went there with the officer. He told me there what he needed, and I observed no issues when I was.
Are you aware of other shootings at this venue?
Objection as to all.
There you go.
Any redirect?
Nothing for the people.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
Okay, at this time, the people call police officer Christopher Rubin.
Please raise your right hand, sir. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, sir. Please have a seat for your response. Maybe begin when you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, officer. Will you please state your name for the record?
Police Officer Christopher Grubin.
And are you employed?
Yes, I am.
How are you employed?
I'm a police officer for Detroit Police Department's 9th Precinct, non-fatal shooting.
And were you working in that capacity on June 1st of this year?
Yes, I was.
And did you investigate a shooting that happened at 13340 Harper?
Yes,
Was that in the city of Detroit and County of Wayne?
yes.
What was your relationship to the case at the time, as of June 1st of 2024?
I was the officer in charge of the investigation.
Okay. And did you speak to witnesses in your investigation?
Yes, I did.
Did you review security footage for this investigation?
Yes, I did.
Did you develop suspects in this case?
Yes, I did.
Did you ultimately come in contact with those suspects?
Yes, I did.
Who are the suspects?
Dominique Gordon and Rashawn Adams.
Do you see Rayshawn Adams here today in court?
Yes, I did.
Will you point to him and identify a piece of his clothing?
Yes, he's wearing the green undershirt with the white undershirt.
May the record reflect the witness has identified defendant number 1, Rayshawn Adams.
I see two people that fit that description.
Which, okay,
He
are
is
they to the,
sitting at the end of the table right here, right behind the computer.
okay,
Furthest on the right.
does he have any, is he to my left or closer to my left or to my right?
He's on your left.
Okay,
He is the third to your left.
may the record reflect the witness has identified Rayshawn Adams.
So,
And, do you see Dominique Gordon here today in court?
Yes, I do.
Can you point and identify a piece of his clothing?
He is wearing the same clothing as the other individual. He's directly to your left.
Okay, may the record reflect the witness has identified defendant number 2, Dominique Gordon. And did you interrogate, Dominique Gordon and Rayshawn Adams?
Yes, I did.
What, did you interrogate them on the same day?
Yes, I did.
What day was that?
June 11th, I believe.
Was that of this year?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Now, for Rayshawn Adams, did you give, Rayshawn Adams his constitutional rights?
Yes, I did.
Did he sign and acknowledge, his constitutional rights form?
Yes, he did.
And did he appear to be under the influence at all at the time that you went over his rights with him and interrogated him?
No, not at all.
Okay, did he appear to be injured at all?
No.
Did he appear to understand all of his rights?
Yes.
And do you recall what time of day you interrogated him?
The afternoon, let's say, I don't remember the exact time. It was the afternoon.
Okay, and do you recall if the day you interrogated him, was that the same day that he went into custody?
Yes.
I passed the witness for voluntariness.
I have no questions.
all right, the court makes a finding, oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about judgment, right? Or there's voluntariness.
As the voluntariness, no, Your Honor.
All right, court makes a finding that the statement was not voluntary.
Thank you, Judge. Did you take a written statement from Mr. Adams as well?
Yes.
And was the interrogation recorded?
Yes.
Okay, permission to approach.
Yes.
I'm handing you with Marshall's People's proposed exhibit 3. Can you take a look at that? Tell me what it is.
This is the written statement that I took from the interrogation of Mr. Adams.
How many documents is it?
There's 3 pages in total.
Has it been altered at all since you last saw it?
Other than this People's Exhibit 3, no.
Okay, is there a copy of the constitutional rights form as well in that package?
Yes.
And did Mr. Rayshawn Adams sign and acknowledge both?
Yes, he did.
Okay, move to admit People's proposed exhibit 3 is People's Exhibit 3, a copy of Rayshawn Adams' constitutional rights form and written statement.
Any objection?
No objection.
Admit it.
For
Go ahead.
example,
Admit it.
Now, you indicated that there was, the interrogation was recorded as well?
Yes.
Okay, Have you had an opportunity to review that interrogation?
Yes,
And did you turn that interrogation over to me?
yes,
Was that interrogation ultimately placed on evidence?
yes, it was.
At this time, I'm gonna move to admit People's Exhibit 5, a copy of Ray Sean Adams' interrogation. However, defense counsel stipulated to allow the court to receive it into evidence prior to the exam and to review it, so I can just permission to just make a record that it's been admitted to evidence. And I'll do the same for People's Exhibit 6, which is also a copy of Dominique Gordon's interrogation.
No objection.
It's been stipulated to your honor, so.
Admitted.
Thank you. Now, as it relates to Ray Sean Adams' interrogation, Officer Proven, did Ray Sean Adams make any admissions relating to this incident?
Yes, he did.
Did he admit to being at the incident, at the
Yes.
scene of the incident?
Yes, he did.
Okay, did he admit to having a firearm at the scene?
Yes.
Did he admit to discharging the firearm?
He admitted to trying to discharge.
Okay. Now, as it relates to Dominique Gordon, did you give Dominique Gordon, a constitutional rights, did you fill out a constitutional rights form with Dominique Gordon at the time you interrogated?
Yes.
And what day was that?
June 11th.
And was that the same day that he was taken into custody?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know what time that interrogation happened?
After an hour, it would have been an hour after the other.
Okay, when you say the other one, are you speaking about Ray Sean Adams?
Yes.
Okay, and did Mr. Gordon appear to understand his rights?
Yes, he did.
Did he sign the form?
Yes.
Did he appear to be under the influence at all?
No.
Was he injured at all?
No.
Okay, and did you take a written statement from Mr. Gordon as well?
Yes, I did.
And did he sign that statement?
Yes, he did.
Okay, anyone here is related to volunteering? You're fine. Okay. Permission to approach?
Yes.
I'm handing you Marcus Gable proposed exhibit 4. Can you tell me what that is?
This is the written statement that I took from Mr. Gordon, as well as his constitutional rights.
And has it been altered in any way since you last meeting?
No.
Move to admit People's proposed exhibit 4 is People's exhibit 4, a copy of Dominique Gordon's constitutional rights form and written statement.
Any objection?
No, your honor.
Admitted.
Now, did Dominique Gordon make any, did Dominique Gordon admit to being at the scene of the incident?
Yes.
Did he, make the admissions relating to possessing a firearm?
No.
Now, did you ever learn if either Dominique Gordon or Ray Sean Adams were on a tether?
I did learn that Dominique Gordon was.
And did you have an opportunity to review any kind of tether records for Dominique Gordon?
Yes.
And, do you know if that tether, those tether records placed Dominique Gordon at the club on the night of the incident?
Yes, they did.
Okay. And, oh, one other question. Did Dominique Gordon tell you what he was wearing on the night of the incident?
Yes.
What did he tell you he was wearing?
He told me that he was wearing a Tigers jersey, as well as jeans and Air Force One type shoes.
Okay. And did you have an opportunity to review the security footage from the club in this case?
Yes.
Did you see anyone in that footage wearing a Tigers, any kind of Tigers apparel?
Yes.
Okay. Permission to, well, I'm going to publish people to 7, at 21 minutes and 20 seconds. Officer Gruen, up on screen, is this one of the videos you reviewed for this case?
Yes.
Playing from 21 minutes and 20 seconds. Officer Grumman, do you see anyone on screen wearing any kind of Tigers apparel?
The individual, he had a bucket style, walk. That individual.
Okay. Now I'm going to publish People's Exhibit 8 at about 28 minutes and 28 seconds. Officer Grumman, is this another video you reviewed for the incident?
Yes, that is.
And where is this depicted?
This is the parking lot outside of the 13340 Park Road.
Okay, playing from 28 minutes and 26 seconds, actually. Do you see anyone here on screen that appears to be wearing the same outfit that you were just shown in the prior clip?
Yes, the individual that just walked on the left side of it.
Did you see if they had anything in their hand?
Yes. It
What?
appeared that they had a firearm.
Okay, but you don't know for sure.
Your Honor, I'm just going to object to it appear either he knows that they did or he saw that they did or he doesn't. I just asked that he not speculate.
That's fine.
Well, even more so than that, violates the First Amendment. Video itself speaks for itself.
Yes, Judge.
You want to draw the court's attention to certain things and that, but I can't take witnesses' interpretation as to what he sees.
Yes, Judge. Okay, nothing further with that.
Cross-examine.
No, Your Honor, no question.
Yes, sir, thank you. Detective, detective or officer?
Officer.
Okay. And were you the officer in charge of this case, or you were just involved?
I was the officer in charge.
So you are the officer in charge?
I was prior to the victim passing away.
Okay. Now, again, in your testimony that on, I believe, June 11th, in terms of when you ultimately conduct an interview with my client, Rayshon Ebb, that's correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, prior to conducting that interview, did you also have the opportunity to interview a Cinnamon Newell?
Yes, I did.
If you know, if you recall, who is Cinnamon Newell?
Cinnamon is the sister of Davon.
Of who?
Of the
Okay. Now, in interviewing her, is it fair to say that when this took place, it was in the hospital?
I never interviewed her.
Okay. But nonetheless, you did speak with her, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And in terms of, I guess, interviewing her, was it brought to your attention a description in terms of what the shooter was wearing?
I don't recall.
Is that call for hearsay? Sure.
Well, I'm not asking for what was said. I'm just,
Sure you are.
okay, I can ask it a different way.
Okay.
Okay. In response to the information that you received from Mrs. Newell, without saying what she said, were you able to gather a description of what the person who allegedly did the shooting was wearing?
I don't recall, if we did discuss that.
Okay.
I don't think.
And if I showed you a copy of the report, do you think that might refresh your memory?
Yes.
Yeah, the process witness, Your Honor. Refresh your memory. So I'm gonna hand you a document. If you just take a look at that and just, if you can acknowledge what I'm handing you right now.
Yes,
Okay.
this. All or just this?
What the document I'm handing you, right? You recognize what I'm handing you.
Yes, this is a statement that was taken by Detective Bart Thompson. As he interviewed this.
Okay. Now just take a look at that statement and it goes on to the second page and see if that helps refresh your memory in terms of the question that I just asked you.
Yes,
We're looking at the document to refresh your memory?
yes,
Okay. So again, the question was, you were able to, I guess, you were able to develop a description of what the alleged shooter was wearing based on your interaction with Ms. Newell, is that correct?
that is not my interaction with this.
So then, understood, but this document is to refresh your memory, correct?
Yes, another officer had a conversation with her in which she said he was wearing an orange tiger jersey.
And talking hearsay.
When you spoke with Ms. Newell, Ms. Simon Newell, do you recall whether or not that was conveyed to you? Do you recall whether or not, well, scratch that, this is your partner's report then?
Correct.
Okay, did you have a chance, as the officer in charge, did you have a chance to review your officer's report?
Yes, I did.
Okay, was what was stated, if you recall, did you identify any inconsistencies based on your interaction with Ms. Newell and your partner's interaction with Ms. Newell?
No.
Thank you, nothing further.
Anything, Mr. Jordan?
I have no questions for this witness, Your Honor.
Can you redirect?
Nothing for the people.
Thank you, sir. You may step down.
The people call Ms. Cinnamon Newell.
Forward. Forward.
Ma'am, please step forward, give your name and the spelling of your name to the young lady seated there. Give her your name and spelling, ma'am.
I have your name.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? You have to answer out loud. Thank you, ma'am. Please have a seat in the witness box next to me. Voice up nice and loud and speak into that microphone that will be to your left once you see. When you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning, Ms. Newell. Will you please state your name for the record? Okay, I'm going to ask you to
Speak
keep
into the
your voice
microphone
up,
for me, please.
or if you want to pull the microphone down.
It's Cinnamon Newell.
Okay. And were you at a party on June 1st of this year at the Bravo Community Club?
Yes,
And is that club on Harper?
yes,
Then in the city of Detroit, County of Wayne?
yes.
What kind of party was that?
My dad's birthday party.
What's your dad's name?
Junior Newell.
And what kind of people were at that party?
Both families.
Do you know about approximately how many people were at that club for the party that night? Did you say no?
No,
And did you have any siblings that were at that party?
yes.
Which of your siblings were at that party?
Bernardi Newell. Durante Newell. Devon Newell.
Okay, can you spell the first name that you said?
Bernardi.
How do you spell it?
Kaeenotitie. TTIE.
And the second name that you said, how do you spell it for me?
Duarte,
Can you spell it?
Deroeta,
Okay, and the third name, how do you spell that?
Devon, Deayple.
Okay, and they all have the same last name as you, as Newell? Okay. And did something happen to Davon Newell that brings you to court today?
Yes,
Okay, what happened to him?
he was shot.
Did you see the shooting?
Yes,
Did it happen inside or outside of the club?
outside.
And did you see who shot him?
Yes,
Do you know the names of the people that shot him?
yes,
Okay, what are their names?
Dominique. And then the other name was Ray Sean.
Okay, and do you see Ray Sean here today in court?
Yes,
Can you point to him and identify a piece of his clothing?
right there.
And is he, how many people away is he from you?
I am,
How many people are between me and Miss Ray Sean?
two if you go on the road, three if you count just around it.
Okay, is he the fourth person away from me?
Yes,
May the record reflect the witnesses identify defendant number one, Mr. Ray Sean Adams.
So noted.
And do you see Dominique here today? Can you point to him and identify a piece of his clothing? Can you identify a piece of clothing?
yes.
What is he wearing? Do you need a minute? It's okay, they have tissues here. Judge, respectfully, people are asking for a break for Ms. Moore to go herself. Ms. Moore, please go on. Is that-
All right. Ms. Knight.
Yes.
Yes. True. 81818.
Straight. Okay, we are back on the record. Ms. Newell, let me remind you that you're still under oath, okay? You can pick up the microphone, place that back in your lap, so you can speak directly in.
Judge, before we start, I was gonna ask to break in 10 minutes. You wanna go ahead and start though? I think I'll probably be about 20 minutes with Judge Foyer. Let's get it. Thank you.
Now, Ms. Newell, the last thing I was asking you, are you able to identify a piece of clothing of Dominique? What is he wearing today?
I can't hear you.
He's sitting.
Okay, is he closest to me?
Is that yes?
Yes.
May the record reflect the witness has identified defendant anniversary, Mr. Dominique Gordon.
So noted.
Okay. Now where on, do you know where on his body Devon was shot?
He was leaving from his neck.
Okay. And how many gunshots did you hear?
Oh,
Do you know, was it more than 5, less than 5?
probably more
Was it more than 10 or less than 10?
than 8. Not sure.
Now you indicated that you could see both Rayshawn and Dominique shooting your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how far away was Rayshawn from your brother when he was shooting?
He was close up.
Okay, would you say more than 5 feet or less than 10 feet?
Probably like,
Okay, okay. And, did you see the gun that Rayshawn had?
yes,
Can you describe that gun?
it was black,
Okay, was it long or was it short?
short.
And, did you see Rayshawn shoot that gun at Devon?
Yes,
Okay, and do you recall how many times you saw Rayshawn shoot that gun at Devon?
twice I recall.
Okay. And how far away from the shooting were you when Rayshawn was shooting Devon?
I probably was within 5 to 10 feet away.
Okay, and you indicated this happened outside?
Yes,
Was it dark outside?
Yes.
And how were you able to see that Rayshawn and Dominique were shooting your brother if it was dark outside?
because I'm not blind.
Okay, were there any lights in the parking lot?
From cars.
Now, had you ever met Rayshawn prior to this night?
No,
Okay, and who is Rayshawn to you?
my father's girlfriend's son.
Okay, and your father is Julian?
Yes,
And what's his girlfriend's name?
Dana.
What's her last name, if you know?
I don't know.
Now, Dominique. You indicated you saw him shooting Devon as well?
Yes, he was shooting.
Okay, do you recall how many times you saw Dominique shoot at Devon?
No, I can't recall how many shots I was fired.
Okay, and can you describe the gun that Dominique had?
It was black and blue.
Okay, was it short, was it long?
I'm not a gun person, but to me, it looked similar, like in between.
Okay, was it bigger than Rayshawn's gun?
Yes,
Okay. And do you recall what Dominique was wearing that night?
oh, I had.
Do you recall if he was wearing long sleeves or short sleeves?
He had on the short sleeve shirt, I believe, and then during the shooting, he had on the jacket.
Okay, and do you know if after the shooting, was he wearing that jacket still?
No, I don't.
Um, Now, how many people were in the parking lot with you at the time of the shooting? Do you say a lot? Do you know, is it more than 10 or less than 10?
I'm not sure.
Okay. And what were you all doing in the parking lot prior to the shooting?
We were talking about, a prior, transference of words between one of my brothers and Dominique.
Was that brother Davon or was that a different brother?
It was Davon.
And so was there a fight going on?
No, it wasn't Friday.
Okay. Did you see anybody else with a gun that night besides Rayshawn and Dominique? Okay, I need you to say yes or no.
I'm sorry. No,
Okay. Did Davon have a gun?
no,
Do you know, did Davon, have any kind of weapon with him?
no,
Do you know, did he ever make any threats to Dominique or to Rayshawn?
no.
Did you ever hear Rayshawn make any threats to Davon?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you hear Rayshawn say?
He told
Your
him,
Honor, as to hearsay with respect to Mr. Gordon,
Sustained, court only calls for whatever statement he made to that particular thing.
Okay, so can the witness answer the
Yes.
question? Okay. What did you hear Rayshawn say to Davon?
I'm gonna object also to hearsay, Your Honor.
So this is your client allegedly making a mistake.
Correct. Yeah, I don't think the context here, I understand party admission as an exception to the hearsay rule. Again, I would say at this point, it's not a true, the statement to the truth that are being asserted, so.
Overruled, counsel.
Ms. Newell, what did you hear Rayshawn say to Davon?
he told him not to say SHIT to his effing cousin. Or he was gonna have to go through him,
Who's gonna have to do what?
go through him.
Okay, and did you hear, Dominique say anything to Davon?
No, he was pretty much quiet off to the back.
Okay. And, did you see Davon engage in any kind of a physical fight with either Rayshawn or Dominique?
No,
Okay, did you ever see Rayshawn, engage in a physical fight with Davon?
yes, he punched me.
Okay. And where did this punch happen?
He punched him in his face.
I'm sorry, who punched who?
I'm sorry, Rayshawn punched Davon in his face.
Okay, and, did you ever see Dominique touch Davon?
No,
Okay. Now, did Rayshawn punch Davon before the shooting or after the shooting?
before.
Okay. What was Davon doing, during the shooting?
He was trying to.
And, you indicated that you were in the parking lot at the time of the shooting?
Yes,
And did you have an opportunity for security footage from the scene?
over with you guys.
Is that a yes?
Yes,
Okay, and are you in that security footage?
yes.
Okay. Going to publish People's Exhibit 7.
can we take a break at this point, Your Honor? It's 11:13. I'll have 2 minutes to go.
Okay, well, she's get that.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court will be in recess to 11:30. Okay, we are back on the record on case 24577 versus defendant number 1, Rayshawn Bill Adams, defendant number 2, Dominique Devon Gordon. People ready to call your next witness?
Yes, it's, we're gonna continue with this Cinnamon Rule.
Okay.
Judge, may I take testimony from the chair here when I left, I didn't get charges.
Okay. And let me remind you, you're still under oath, okay? Yeah, when you're ready.
Thank you, Judge. Now, Ms. Newell, if you look up on screen, I have what's already been admitted as Equals Exhibit 7 here. Do you recognize this? What is this?
The front door,
Is that the front door of the club? Where does it lead out to?
outside the front door.
And for the record, I'm starting the video at 30 minutes and 7 seconds. Pausing at 30 minutes and 13 seconds. Ms. Newell, do you see yourself in this clip?
Definitely.
Okay, which one are you?
And then right there with the market line.
Okay, are you closer to the bottom of the video there?
Yes,
And what are you doing?
running.
For the record, I've restarted the video here. I paused the video at 30 minutes and 27 seconds. Ms. Newell, do you see anyone on screen that you recognize? Who do you see? And is that the same Rayshawn that's here today in court? And does Rayshawn have anything to see into this clip? What does he have in his hand? Okay, is that the same gun that you saw him with on the night that he shot your brother?
Yes.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Well, now, do you know, was this before or after the shooting happened?
What the gun?
The clip that I just showed? No,
Are you saying like before here or?
was this clip, were you running inside before or after the shooting?
I was running inside after.
For the record, I started the video again at 30 minutes and 33 seconds. At 31 minutes and 1 second here, do you see anyone you recognize? Say yes.
Yes.
Who do you recognize? Say the one.
Learning.
Okay, and is that the same Dominique that you see here today in court?
Yes.
Now I'm going to show you what's already been admitted as People's Exhibit number 8. I have the video queued up here for 29 minutes and 35 seconds. Do you recognize this area?
Yes.
What is that?
I'm fine.
Is that the parking lot of the Bravo Club? And are you in this clip?
Yes.
Where are
In the huddle of people right there.
you? Okay.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I'm gonna object, Your Honor. It's a mischaracterization. There's no way on planet Earth she can see that she's in the huddle of those people, because you can't even see the people. So I understand it's been an admitted exhibit, but you still can't respectfully, Your Honor, you can't mischaracterize what is purported to be something that it's purported to
She's
be.
telling you it's not.
I understand that, Your Honor, but I guess what I would say is that it's lack. Lack of foundation based on this footage, Your Honor. There's no way on planet Earth you can tell that she is in that huddle or anybody on this planet is in that huddle.
She's in that.
So, Your Honor,
What's your objection?
so I guess
Your objection has to be as to weight as opposed to admissibility. She's telling us herself, she was there in person, and she's telling us in this video where she would be located.
No, and I understand that, Your Honor, but she's characterizing a video that apparently from this night in question.
The
And
question wasn't, do you see yourself in this video?
So then
The
perhaps-
question was, are you in this video? Where were you in this video.
So then, some respectfully, Your Honor, perhaps the prosecution should direct this witness to exactly where she is in this video by using an arrow or something to that effect. That perhaps for purposes of
We'll have an
clarification.
opportunity to cross-examine. Overruled, may proceed.
Thank you. We have 29 minutes and 37 seconds here. Ms. Newell, do you know, was Davon in the parking lot during this huddle in the parking lot?
Yes,
And do you know, was Rayshawn in the parking lot at that time? Ms. Newell, I'm gonna have you actually, I'm sorry, I'm gonna ask you to look up on the screen here. We're at 29 minutes and 55 seconds. Do you see your brother Davon here in this clip? Yes, yes, okay. Where is he in the video? Is he in front of the vehicle? Is he wearing white? Is your brother wearing white in this video, Ms. Newell? Say yes.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, that's a mischaracterization, Your Honor. This is a black and white video. So to say he's wearing white, then it'd be leading, but also a mischaracterization. You can't say, oh, from this video, he's wearing white. That's not accurate. It's black and white, Your Honor. So you can't infer a color, but I mean, to the identification.
But she testified that he was the person in front of the car. There was the only person, I asked her, was he the person in front of the car? She said, yes, there was no one else in front of the car in that clip. So adding the color was just an added layer to identifying which person Mr. Newell was in that clip.
Overruled, go ahead.
Now, Ms. Newell, I'm playing at 29 minutes and 47 seconds. If you could watch here. A little bit delayed. Can you tell us what just happened there? What happened?
Your Honor, so the video speaks for itself. For her to narrate the video is an improper question, so that's my objection, Your Honor.
I'm looking at the video, can you tell us what happened?
yes.
What happened?
Who shot Davon?
Rayshawn.
Okay, and did anybody else shoot Davon in that clip?
I'm not sure. There
Um,
was two shooters.
who was the second shooter?
Me.
Okay, and do you know where Dominique was standing when he was shooting? And where were you standing? Okay, and were you next to anything in particular in that parking lot?
I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. We was next to a truck.
And is, here,
Your Honor, I'm sorry, we could clarify who we are.
It was a lot of us out there. But
So that's my objection, Your Honor.
Dominique was standing next to me, was standing behind me while we were next to a white truck.
and is that the same white truck that's depicted here in this video?
Yes.
Ms. Newell, did Dominique shoot when he was behind you? Did you know?
Yes.
Okay. And, what did you do after the shooting?
Me.
And do you know, was Dominique shooting in the direction of your brother?
Yes.
Okay. Is that your brother, Davon?
Yes.
Where, do you know where Davon went after the shooting?
I felt he ran.
Do you know if Davon went to the hospital after he was shot?
Yes,
Did you visit him in the hospital?
yes, I was there.
And do you know, did Davon ultimately pass away in the hospital?
Yes,
Which hospital was he at?
thank you.
Okay, and do you know what day he passed away? What day was it? What day Davon passed away?
I'm sorry, what was that question, Madam Prosecutor?
I asked if she knows what day Davon will pass away.
I didn't hear your answer.
I don't recall.
Okay. And one last question. Had you ever met Dominique prior to this incident?
No.
Okay. Did you, what is Dominique's relationship to you?
That's the cousin of, that's the nephew of Dana, which is my dad's girlfriend.
Okay, and is that the same Dana that's, her
Yes.
son is Rayshawn?
Yes,
Nothing further.
Cross-examine.
Ms. Newell,
yes,
you were at this party, for what reason? Who was it that you were celebrating or
my
what
father,
reason?
my father,
Who did you arrive with?
my uncle drove my fiance and I.
What time did you get to the venue?
I don't recall.
Prior to getting to the venue, had you had anything to drink?
No, I don't drink alcohol probably.
Did you have anything to smoke?
No, I don't smoke.
So you had no drugs in your system at all
No,
and no alcohol, correct?
correct.
How long had you been at the venue before the shooting happened?
I'm not sure.
An hour, 30 minutes? Do you have any idea how long you've been there?
Probably was there quite a bit sometime.
So you think it was more than an hour?
Yeah,
Have you been inside of, first of all, where was this venue?
on Hartford,
There was a hall.
yeah,
So were you inside partying and then at some point in time, there's a argument outside of the hall?
no, they had words and one of my brothers had grabbed me and my other brother and we walked outside to talk about it and to basically hash things out with the other party.
So when you say they had words, you're talking about Rayshawn had words with who?
I'm gonna object, that's a mischaracterization of the question,
I apologize.
so that's my objection.
Who was it that had words? I'm sorry.
From my understanding, it was Dominique and my brother.
Objection, speculation, from my understanding, either you know or you don't know, Your Honor, that's my objection.
It was Dominique and my brother who had words.
Your Honor, respectfully, with all,
Yeah, fine.
to this court, if you could direct the witness that when I make an objection, again, never mind, it's your court.
So it's Dominique and your brother had words
Yes,
and you have no idea what they had words about, do you?
no,
Or do you know?
I do.
What was it about?
It was concerning him introducing himself,
And him being who?
my brother Devon.
So something about Devon introducing himself that led to an argument between Dominique and Devon.
I wouldn't even say it was argument, it was the transference of words. It wasn't no high pitched tones or anything like that.
Okay. And is that what eventually, your understanding eventually led to the shooting?
Yes,
What exactly did you see with your eyes as it relates to Dominique and the decedent, your brother?
I saw Dominique behind me with a gun. He wasn't saying too much, he was just standing there observing. And then, the argument prolonged and things like that, I seen Ray Sean punch my brother. Then he pulled his pistol.
Let me stop you there. You said as the argument, but
As
previously,
it-
hold on, but previously you had said that they were just, seemed like they were talking. So at some point did it escalate to an argument?
Yes, it did.
Okay, so it went from discussion to argument, correct?
Yes.
And during the time that it went from discussion to argument, Mr. Dominique Gordon was behind you?
Yes,
And with the person that he would have been arguing with, that would have been your brother, correct?
Dominique was not arguing with anyone. He was standing there with his gun out.
So who was doing the arguing?
It was Ray Sean,
And your brother?
my brothers, two.
So Rayshawn? And who else was arguing?
My brother Devon and my brother Kanani was having words.
Okay, so it was basically Rayshawn and two of your brothers were having words.
They were trying to resolve the situation because Dominique was upset.
Okay, so Dominique was the one that appeared to be upset.
Yes,
At some point you said that somebody did a shooting or shot, correct?
yes,
Who did you see shoot first?
Ray Sean.
Did you see Rayshawn with a weapon?
Yes,
Did you see either Devon or is it Kanani?
yes,
Did you see them with the weapon?
no,
I'm not asking what they said, but did either Devon or Kanani make any threats?
no,
Were threats made by Rayshawn?
yes.
Were threats made by Dominique?
He didn't say anything.
So when you first saw a weapon, who did you see with the weapon first?
I seen Dominique's weapon first.
Okay, what kind of weapon did Dominique have?
I don't know, it was black, I don't know guns.
Did you say something about it was bigger or smaller than the one you saw Rayshawn with?
Yeah, it was definitely bigger than his to me.
So Dominique had a bigger gun than Rayshawn.
Yes,
And when you say guns, these were handguns?
it looks like,
Rifles?
yes,
They were handguns?
yes, what it looks like,
Did you see Rayshawn pull out a gun?
yes.
And did he shoot somebody? Or you're not sure?
He shot at him, I'm not sure if those bullets hit him.
He shot at who?
He shot at my brother Devon, he was close.
Now, where was Rayshawn when he did the shooting as it relates to you? You said Dominique was behind you. Where was
Yes.
Rayshawn?
In front of me,
So Rayshawn was in front of you, Dominique was behind you, so you
Yes.
were in between both of them.
yes.
And where would Devon have been?
Devon was next to Rayshawn. Because Rayshawn was close to him when he first punched him, Devon stumbled. Rayshawn threw his weapon as Devon was stumbling, and he shot.
And where was Kanadi?
Kanani was already taking off running when he seen the gun.
So Kanadi ran off as soon as he saw Rayshawn with the
When
weapon.
he seen Rayshawn pull the pistol, yes.
Now, you said that Dominique had a gun as well.
He was behind me on this side.
Do you know whether or not Dominique ever fired his weapon?
I know for a fact he fired his weapon.
When he fired his weapon, where were you? Were you running or were you standing still?
I was standing there.
So did you start to run after you heard the gun being fired? So whose weapon was fired first, Rayshawn or
Rayshawn.
Dominique's?
Rayshawn,
How many times did Rayshawn fire?
I'm not sure, but I know for a fact I saw him shoot twice.
And then, did you actually see Dominique do a shooting?
Yeah, when I looked back, he was right there.
And he was shooting as well?
Yes,
How many times did Dominique shoot?
I'm not sure, I'm pretty sure he shot a lot
He was shooting in what direction?
towards my brother. Which is Davon.
So altogether, by your testimony, there would have been at least 3, possibly 4 shots towards Devon,
Yes,
2 of them from Rayshawn, and possibly 2 from Dominique.
give or take, yes.
What did you do after you ran? Where did you go to?
I ran behind, was not, I ran behind the white truck that was right there. Then my fiance told me to come in the building, and I ran inside the building.
You stayed there until when?
Until Rayshawn ran back out the club.
So when Rashawn did the shooting, he was not outside, he was inside?
No, he was outside, but he came back in.
After the shooting,
Yes.
Rashawn went back inside?
Yes, he
Do you know where Dominique went after the shooting?
did. No,
So you never saw Dominique after you say he shot?
no, I was talking to Dana, which is Rayshawn's mother. I was letting her know what had happened outside. I was screaming at her, letting her know that her son was shooting at my brother.
So were you talking to Rashawn's mom like in anger or just letting her
No,
know
I was
what happened?
crying out to her.
Eventually the police arrived, correct?
Yes,
You were still on the scene?
yes, I was.
Your brother was still on the scene?
Yes, he was.
You gave a statement on the scene?
I told them, yes, I did. Well, no, I didn't get a statement until I got to the hospital, but I did let him know that my brother was shot by Dana's son.
And ma'am, after you gave a statement to the police, that ended your involvement with this case until you came here to testify today?
No, numerous of times my dad and Dana came to my home trying to convince me that what I saw was not what I saw.
You said Dana?
Yes,
I have no further questions.
Dana came to my home once, my dad came several times.
Say that again.
Dana came to my home once and my dad came several times.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Cross examine.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, just so I'm clear, again, this was a family party that everyone was at, on the question?
Yes,
And who was hosting the party, do you recall? Do you know?
Dana,
Again, who was Dana again?
Rashawn's mother, which is also my dad's girlfriend.
Okay. Now. Ma'am, in connection with the event that took place, you had an opportunity to speak with law enforcement, correct?
Yes,
And would it be fair to say that you provided a statement and you recall making a statement to, I believe, a Detective Mark Thompson? Okay, and you recall whether or not you signed that statement?
yes,
Okay, did you?
yes,
Okay, and would it be fair to say that the information that you provided in your statement was true and accurate?
yes.
Okay. Now, in connection with the night in question, ma'am, you recall stating to the officer that the guy who shot my brother was wearing an orange Tiger jersey, medium complexion.
That's not what I said. I said the guy who tapped my brother on his chest was wearing a Tiger jersey.
Ma'am, but you recall putting in your statement that the brother of again, the guy who shot my brother was wearing an orange Tiger jersey, medium complexion. Do you recall stating that and you're putting that in your statement?
I said the person who punched my brother is the person who shot my brother.
Okay. If I showed you a copy of your statement, do you think that might,
I didn't write that statement. He wrote that statement.
but ma'am, did you sign your statement?
Yes, I did. He read it out to me.
Okay. And would it be accurate then? That if that, they'll scratch that. So Would it surprise you to know that in the statement that was read to you that you signed, it explicitly states the guy who shot my brother is wearing an orange Tiger jersey, medium complexion? Would that come as a surprise to you, man? Yes or no? Would that come as a surprise to you? If you will, if you'd like, I can show you your statement.
Again, I did not write.
Ma'am,
the
please
statement.
answer my question. Would that come as a surprise to you if that was in your statement? Yes or
Yes,
no?
it would.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach? Thank you. And I'm handing you a document. If you can just indicate what, if you recall what I'm handing you, there's a signature on the bottom as well.
Mhm.
Okay, that's your signature?
Yes, that's my signature.
Okay, this is your statement. Is that fair to say?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Ma'am, there's a portion right there. Ma'am, my question is, if you want to take a look at this portion to see if it helps to refresh your memory, take a look at that.
Say her memory needed refresh.
Or it would come as a surprise to you. So ma'am, this is your
As
statement.
I stated before,
Ma'am, hold on a second. As I stated to you, when it comes as a surprise to you, and I'm showing you your statement, and can you please review your statement? Just review your statement, please. That's all I'm asking you to do.
to something I can't even read because I did not write it. Well, where is it that you want me to say, sir?
Well, again, there's a portion that I highlighted right there, but again, if you can, well, document.
The guy who, it says, the guy
Don't
who,
read it, don't read it. You can read it to yourself.
okay.
You would agree that in the statement that you signed, it states the guy who shot my brother was wearing an orange Tiger jersey, medium complexion. Would you agree with that? Yes?
That's what the statement says.
Okay. And again, you testified 1 minute ago that what was in your statement was true and accurate. You recall testifying to that under oath?
Yes, I do.
Now, if you recall, the individual wearing the Tiger jersey, you know who that would have been, that wears Tiger jersey?
The one that was wearing the Tiger jersey was, from the best of my knowledge, what I was told, was Dominique's brother.
Okay. Just Dominique's brother.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I don't know none of these people at this party, but the ones I came with.
Okay, and who did you come with?
I came with my fiance and my
What's
siblings.
your fiance's name?
Carl Hall.
Okay, and who else?
My siblings, Kanadi Newell, Devon Newell, Durante Newell.
Okay, so those people that you know at the party are all those people that you just stated, correct?
Yes. There was a lot of people there I did not know.
Okay. So ma'am, in addition to that statement I just showed you, there's an additional statement in your statement where you were asked to describe who shot your brother. Do you recall being asked that question?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you recall answering light, medium complexion, black, male wearing orange Tiger jersey? He was taller than me, about 5'5". Do you recall answering in that capacity?
I recall answering the questions that he asked me, yes.
Okay. And again, we established that you were being honest when you answered the questions, correct?
Yes.
Is that the answer you gave when you asked that question?
No, he asked me, was everyone there wearing the same?
Objection,
item?
hearsay, hearsay, right? She can't say whatever they're asking her, who they are, I don't know who they are.
The officer asked me, was everywhere there, he said, was everyone there wearing the same items? I said, yes. He asked me to, he asked me who was the person.
This is not, Your Honor, this is not response. This is not a response to my question, Your Honor, and I would just ask that the witness answer my questions directly.
That's responsive to my question.
Okay, fair.
Can he said that I asked the officer, can I write my own statement? He told me it was best if he writes.
That's normal.
Which is, I feel comfortable with that, but I would have felt comfortable writing my own, so that way it would
So
have
the
been
question I
correct.
had though was the answer that was written in your statement, was that the answer that you gave, or did you give a different answer?
No, I told him that him and his brother was also dressed similar. That's what I told him. He said, so is it fair to say that everyone there possibly had on Tiger's item? I said, yes.
You would agree, what you just said to the judge in the open court, debut testimony, you didn't put that in your statement, would you agree with that? Ma'am, yes,
Yes,
to my
I can
question.
agree with that.
Thank you very much. Would you agree, according to what you're saying right now, that that Detective Mark Thompson is a liar? Would you agree with that?
Argumentative.
Okay. Ma'am, what you're testifying to right now under oath in response to the judge's questions is that essentially, or not essentially, what's in your written sworn statement is not really what happened. Is that your testimony?
That's not a sworn statement, counsel.
What's not, Your Honor?
That statement that you're reading is not a sworn statement.
Well, it's taken out, I mean, she signed it and she acknowledged under oath.
You know what sworn means, right?
Fair, understood,
That's not a
fine,
sworn statement.
fine, but nonetheless, Your Honor, I would say that she did validate the truthfulness of this statement under sworn testimony today. So for that reason, by way of that, Your Honor, she's validated this statement under oath today as being truthful.
Is there a question somewhere in there? Or are you making a statement?
And again, and I'm gonna jump off this point. You're testifying truthfully today, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay, you are?
Yes,
Okay, and you would agree, you testified about 5 minutes ago that the statement was read back to you before you signed it. You recall that you stated that under oath today?
yes,
Okay. And you would agree, you wouldn't sign something that's false, correct? Correct. Is that correct?
yes.
Now, as a practical matter, the only people that you knew on the night question were the people you just testified to, your fiance and your brothers, correct?
Yes,
And your father also, your father was also there, correct?
unfortunately, yes.
And just so I'm clear, you would agree that the statement in your statement, the sentence in your statement, or on more than one occasion actually, where you say the guy who shot my brother was wearing an orange Tiger jersey, medium complexion. Would you agree that that's a pretty descriptive description?
False. On body cams and everything, I stated that the person who punched my brother is the person who shot my brother. I repeated that several times.
Okay, so then once again, when you testified today under oath that the statement was read back to you, you signed it as being truthful and accurate. Now you're saying that it's actually false. Is that what you're saying then? Is that your testimony, ma'am, under oath?
Did you read the statement back to me? Yes. Did I correct him? Yes.
You did correct it.
Yes, I did. I corrected him. He said he was.
But ma'am, you recall being asked the question in terms of whether this was read to you and then you signed it. So you never said.
But I'm gonna object to ask and answer again.
Has been asked and answered
That's
3
fine.
times.
That's fine. And just so I'm clear, how long were you at this party for prior to this altercation taking place?
I don't know.
When you were at this party, would it be fair to say that, did you have any interaction with any of the people that you didn't know there?
Yes, Dana introduced me to a few people,
Okay. Do you know who those people were?
numerous of people, a cousin, a daughter-in-law. She stated a few people.
Okay. Now, you testified today as well that you also made an observation on the night of this event, correct?
Yes,
I believe it's your testimony that you observed someone else shoot your brother. Is that correct?
you said what?
You observed someone shoot your brother. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I seen who I said I seen shoot.
Okay. And you would agree, well, scratch that, you know whether or not you gave a description of that person that you're saying that you saw shoot your brother to the detective?
I gave a description and I said what I said,
Okay.
to who I said what I said.
Okay.
As I stated.
There's no question before you're done.
Okay, no problem.
Ma'am, you would agree that on the night in question, and you've had a chance to review the video footage, correct?
Yes,
Okay, as a matter of fact, you actually had, it's recently reviewed it, correct?
we all just sent the same video.
All right, but you would agree that the prosecution, actually had you come to headquarters, or
Yes,
where did you, when was that, if you know?
I think like 2 weeks back.
Okay, and, do you recall where that was, and the purpose of doing that was to review a video, correct?
Yes,
You recall where you went to, review this video,
yes,
where?
at the precinct on Gresham.
Okay, who was there in the room with you when you were, reviewing the video?
It was myself, the homicide detective,
Who's the homicide detective? You know, what's his name?
I don't recall his name.
Okay, who else?
The prosecutor, I think it is,
Okay, who else?
and then there was another guy there.
Do you know who that other guy was?
No, I'm not sure of his name.
But, I'm gonna direct this relevance at this point for this line of questioning.
I was wondering the same, what's the relevance?
Well, Your Honor, a little leeway, the reason why is because today we played videos for her to make certain identifications today in court. And I just want to clarify the circumstances when she actually made her initial identification, which was again 2 weeks ago, with all these law enforcement individuals and the prosecutor in 9th precinct. So I just want to get to that line of question is very relevant, Your Honor, respectfully.
I'll give you the latitude, please get to it.
Sure.
I'm not sure where you're
Sure.
going.
Who did you go with to the precinct to review the video?
I went by myself.
And you had a chance to speak with the prosecutor before reviewing the video?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And did they go over your statement with you that you had provided to law enforcement on June 1st of 2024?
Yeah.
Okay. And at that point, did you get up and say, that's not right, that's not what was said? Did you ever say that to the prosecutor?
I stated what I said to him, and he said he was gonna correct it.
Okay, ma'am, you just testified again under oath.
And I said the
Ma'am,
same
please
thing I said.
listen to my question. You just testified again under oath that you went through your statement again with the prosecutor, and I'm asking you a question. Did you jump up and down and say that's not what was said to the detective? Yes or no, ma'am? Yes or
She answered
no?
that question.
Excuse me?
She answered that question. She said that she told them and they said they were gonna correct.
Okay, was that, you're saying that? And then just so I'm clear then. When you went to the 9th precinct to review the video, you're telling me that it was at that point when whoever they are, said that they were going to correct it, that's when they said that to you?
Objection again as to relevance.
You're, like, ma'am, is that when they said to you that they were going to correct it?
And I also stated to them that I prefer to write my own.
So ma'am, again, I'm saying 2 weeks ago when you first saw this video, you just testified under oath that you were.
And I answered your
Ma'am, no,
question.
ma'am, please let me ask my question. You're with homicide, you're with the prosecutor, and again, my question is, at that point, did any of those individuals say to you that that we're gonna make those additions or deletions to your report, or corrections for that matter?
I stated that it was not correct.
You stated that it was not correct 2 weeks ago when you spoke with the prosecutor and the homicide detective? Is that your testimony? Ma'am, is that your testimony? Is that your testimony?
When did you tell them it wasn't correct? You said when you met with the prosecutor and the police 2 weeks ago?
It was several police officers that I had conversation with prior to even talking to these two.
So what we're trying to find out is when you met with them this last time, did you tell them that something in your police report wasn't correct?
I let him know that, what homicide, I let him know. I said I would have preferred to write my own statement,
Okay,
so it
we
could
get
be
that.
straight from the goat's mouth.
We get that.
That's the statement that I made to him.
Ma'am, when you reviewed the video that was shown to you 2 weeks ago, were you able to make out someone who was wearing a Tigers jersey? Yes or no?
So was I able to
Make
make
out,
out the person
correct.
who, I knew where he was standing.
Okay, and you were able to identify the name of that person as well?
No, I don't know his name.
Okay. You'd agree that it's not Rayshawn Adams though, correct? Ma'am,
Sorry.
ma'am, you agree that's not Rayshawn Adams, correct? You agree that's not Rayshawn Adams, correct? Yes or no, ma'am?
Yes.
Thank you. No further questions.
Anything, Mr. Stewart?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
People?
Nothing for the people.
Okay, now, I just want to clarify just a couple of things, and then I'm gonna let you shine, okay?
Yeah.
Now, you know the defendant, Rayshawn Adams, as you said, that is your father's girlfriend's son, is that right?
Yes.
Right. Did you know him on the date this happened?
No, sir, he had met his mother. Due to their relations with my dad, a lot of times their relationship wasn't public.
Okay,
So I only knew of her, I never met her children.
so you didn't know Dominique Gordon on the day of the incident?
No, sir.
You said that Rayshawn Adams had said he had some words with your brother. He said something about don't talk to his cousin or you're gonna have to go through him. Is that right?
Yes.
And did you understand his cousin to be Dominique Gordon?
From the big guy letting me know that everybody there was family. And the big guy, which was the same guy who had on the Tiger jersey, who tapped my brother on his chest before, which is what kicked off the argument. He stated to me that that was his brother. Cause I told him, I said,
That's
he has the gun.
hearsay.
I
Thank you.
told him he had the gun.
Ma'am, here.
Tell him to put it up. His words to me was, don't worry about that.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay. Sorry, Your Honor, my apologies.
Calm down, okay?
My apologies, sir.
All right. And you said it was Rayshawn that punched your brother in the face,
Yes, sir.
and then after the punch, you pulled out a gun and started shooting?
Yes, sir.
All right. And you said you saw Dominique with the gun, and Dominique was shooting in your brother's direction too, right?
Yes, sir.
Any questions based on my question?
Now, on behalf of Mr. Gordon, Your Honor, thank you.
No judge.
All right, thank you, man. We may-
Briefly, if I may, on your questioning,
Hold on a second.
very briefly, Your Honor.
Not turning in the brief. Sir, do you have a question?
Briefly, again, just to clarify, and perhaps beat a dead horse, but what you just said, ma'am, in terms of your observation, that was never in your written statement, correct?
What was never in her written?
That you saw my client punch your brother and shoot.
Yes, it should have.
But you'd agree the testimony, the statement that I showed you, it was not in there, is that correct?
That's the same thing I told the officer when he approached me at the hospital.
Okay,
I let him know the same person punched my brother, the same person who shot my brother. I've been saying that since day.
okay, fine, but again, we've established that's not your statement.
And
All right.
I stated.
Thank you, ma'am. You're all set. Have a good day. Any other witnesses for the people?
No other witnesses for the people at this time.
Except for the medical examiner and or.
And or the treating
All right.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Prince, have any other witnesses?
Now, on behalf of the Court, thank you.
Yes, Your Honor, I unanticipated, but I would like to subpoena Detective Mark Thompson. He's the detective that took her statement, and apparently, and I think it's become highly relevant. I understand it's a preliminary examination. That being said, I would like to call him as a witness. So that's, I mean,
Is that witness here?
No.
so then I can speak him respectfully around when we come back for the medical examination, but that'd be
Okay, so I'm not telling you can't call a witness, that you
Sure.
have a constitutional right to call a witness.
sure.
But this witness comes and he says, no, she never told you that. Okay.
Respectfully, Your Honor, I will cross that, I'll cross that bridge at that point, Your Honor, but I think it's highly
I'm
relevant.
looking for your best case scenario. What are you looking for?
My best case scenario is that I preserve that blatant impeachment of this witness's testimony. That's my concern, Your Honor.
And she's trying to impeach by way of extrinsic evidence, and I need to research if this is even proper impeachment at this point, is what it's functionally happening. That's the issue with that. Is this even proper?
It would be proper, but I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference for my purposes.
Understood.
So we need a date for the medical exam.
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, I guess would the court entertain me calling that detective as a witness though?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so when is the examination? I'm not waiting till September to call this medical exam.
She's free on, okay, so. August 15th, that week, she's free on the 16th and the 17th. I'm sorry, it's a Saturday, sorry. So the 16th and the 14th.
So let's do sooner rather than later. August 14th.
Your Honor, I'm actually out of town. I apologize, but I'm leaving town the 7th. I won't be back until after the 18th. 19th available, Your Honor.
I'm allegedly starting a trial that day, the 19th.
I mean, I have a full schedule, but I mean, I would make arrangements, I would make work around it because I just want to.
What's going on with her towards the beginning of next week?
Out until tomorrow, and tomorrow she's in the office until 3 p.m. So she must be free on the 8th and the 9th, and then, I'm sorry, and then for the beginning of next week, I'm not here the 12th or the 13th, so the 14th is the first day that I,
So why can't we do the 8th or the 9th?
we can do the 8th or the 9th.
Please make clear to her that she's been subpoenaed and she's not here. I am going to show cause.
Yes, Judge.
I have no problem putting the doctor in jail or anybody else who doesn't follow this court.
Yes, sir.
So the 8th, I'm sorry, the date?
So can we do the 8th or the 9th?
The 8th available?
Yes.
Reference.
The 8th is pretty packed.
Judge, I was just notified that that's the day of the funeral for the family, for the decedent in this case.
8th is.
Yes, seems so.
The 8th is kind of rough for me too. Can we do the 9th?
90 can work, Judge.
Oh, is it the 8th or the 9th?
The 9th.
It's the 9th, okay, I'm sorry. So does the 8th work then?
The 8th is still kind of rough.
Okay,
Madam Prosecutor, just one more witness you have?
yeah.
And I can't imagine her testimony to be very long anyway.
I don't expect.
I wouldn't think my cross-examination is going to be very long, Judge.
So we'll do the 8th. Let's say 8th at 11 o'clock. Mr. Joffrey, you good with that time?
Make it work, Your Honor. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Mr. Jordan,
Yes, Your Honor, I'll make it work.
you say that?
Yes, Judge, thank you.
So Element Park continue to August 8th at 11 o'clock. Follow me, continue. Thank you.
Everybody please remain seated for now, please. The family members of the defendants, come on out.